Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Sabrina Jean, and I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you will enjoy this pick a card reading. I'm going to ask you a question. This pick a card reading is somewhat different from what I usually create content as. I want to help you determine whether or not you are living your truth. So how many of you feel like you're living an authentic life? How many of you know whether you're living your truth or are you living your life according to what everyone else told you that you should be living? You know what I mean? So these messages and these cards should reveal or confirm for you, yes or no, whether you are actually living your authentic truth or not. So as usual, there are 4 different piles you can choose from, or you can choose according to the crystal. You can choose according to the cover card, of course, as well as the timestamp. So let's get started. Pile 1. Hello, pile 1. So are you living your truth? If you were drawn to the yellow crystal, the very first card that came out when I was pulling and shuffling is passion. So the question that you might ask yourself today, am I living my passion? Am I following my passion? Or what am I passionate about? Do you pursue your passions? If you're saying yes, then you're already mostly living your truth, aren't you? But this, in a sense, also is saying to me that you're a dreamer, you are wishing for things, and you desire a life of fulfillment and fun and enjoyment. And maybe some of you are always seeking something more to explore or something more to experience, something more fulfilling, something on a deeper level even. Step into your power. Aries energy. This could indicate that you're either born with Sun in Aries or the North Node in Aries, or probably Mars in Aries would be placements in your natal astrology birth chart that you might look at to see. The Aries confidence encourages you to do your own thing, to do things differently than others. It's not always about being first. It's more about being authentic and following your own divine spark. So if you allow yourself to stand in your power or recognize your truth and take action to move towards whatever this is that you're wanting to experience in your life with passion and excitement, then this would confirm that you are in fact living your truth. But if you're not resonating with these, then perhaps maybe you want to live this truth and you're not. Something more to think about. So there is the consciousness of gratitude. This, in a sense, to me says that if you're following your passion and standing in your power with gratitude and believing in yourself, believing that you will be successful with everything that you pursue and everything that you choose, you're probably living your truth. The Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Honestly, so with this Garden of Venus card, to me it says that you truly enjoy all of the finer things in life or the simpler things in life. Maybe you enjoy flowers, good food. Now this is earth energy. I'm also picking up on a lot of earth energy, which you may have as well in your birthday astrology. You enjoy and you're grateful for acquiring or having all of the finer things in life, the things that make you feel good, healthy, stable. But you also recognize the importance of taking a time out or exercising, focusing on your health, your well-being, your mental status, right? Your mental health and well-being as well, and as well as your heart. You probably have a creative gift too. I would think that in addition to being a dreamer, you probably love with all of your heart as well, not just people, but animals, nature, and literally all things. It's probably a natural gift of yours to live fully, to love fully, and, well, to pursue your passion and your excitement. Especially in the area of when you pursue your passions that will allow you to acquire or to obtain all of the things that you absolutely love to have around you. So a good home, a good surrounding, right? A nice view, having all the things that you can be appreciative of, but also appreciative of. Aries also appreciates its independence and its freedom. So, what does the quantum consciousness say? The sacred temple, spiritual energy, status quo. So you've got the number 5, the number 5, the number 2. I feel like if you're living your truth, you're going to realize that you're always on the go, searching for something new to explore, to conquer, to experience. Freedom is probably also very important for you. Travel is probably something that you enjoy. But also there's a level of higher learning that you'll probably benefit from as well. And maybe you challenge yourself to grow. You're wanting to develop your higher mind, right? Develop your brain, your knowledge, your wisdom on not only just certain things, but all things. Honestly, if you're living your truth, I feel like on a deeper level, you really just want to live your life on your own terms. Doing what you feel like doing without being restricted or limited by other people. In fact, you may change jobs a lot throughout your lifetime, especially if the jobs that you choose will allow you the opportunity to travel or to change your location. You may even change where you live, your residence. There's definitely a variety, like the spice of life and enjoying the variety in life that is really important for you. And this is also how you know that you are living your truth authentically and being able to make the decisions for yourself that will always allow you to follow your passion. So with the spiritual energy here, there's a certain level of spirituality, meaning, well, I'm also picking up on Sagittarius, so you might have a Sagittarius midheaven. If you enjoy philosophy, or you enjoy experiencing different kind of lifestyles, or maybe societies, communities, which is why you might change your career or you might change your residence often because you're a freedom seeker, but you also seek to understand what motivates other people or different kinds of lifestyles. And through your choices and following your passion and your excitement, you learn from your experiences. And it's almost as if with the status quo card, like once you've finished learning from a certain experience or a location or a job even, or a belief system, you don't enjoy feeling stagnant. So you're probably the first person to choose something new, to start a new cycle, or to end one thing, to pursue something new that you can explore and experience and grow from. And this is probably a process throughout your entire life. So I want to come back and ask you, how many of you chose pile number 1? Can you say you are living your authentic truth? Are you allowing yourself to be yourself? Do you enjoy change, variety, excitement, freedom? Does this all resonate with you? I would love to see a yes or no from all of you who are watching this. I'm curious if this resonates with you. Are you living your true life authentically? Yes or no? Feel free to comment. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it matches you perfectly. Do click the like button, and I will see you all again in another video. If you're drawn to another pile, if you're curious, do feel free to choose another pile as well. Okay, bye for now. Hello, group number 2. Are you living your truth? This is the question for your pick a card reading for today. So the cards that I've pulled, I'm going to interpret them, and you let me know if this is your truth, if you're living authentically or not. So if you're drawn to the green calcite crystal, I'm just going to set this off to the side. So, how will you know if you're living your truth? I love the fact that the love card was the very first card that came out, because even with the number 33 here, which is a master number, these are saying that ultimately part of your life's purpose is for you to master your emotional sensitivities, or maybe even your emotional depths. Perhaps some of you are in love with love, or you're looking for love, you're longing for love. And how many of you are still seeking love? How many of you are looking for the perfect love? I'm just curious. It almost seems that you are continually searching for love. But did you know that everybody has their own belief system or determination or feelings around love? If you took a poll or you did a survey asking the general public, what does love mean to you? However many people answer your poll, you're probably going to get the same number of different answers. Okay, being open to change. Now this is the Moon Manifestation deck, and this might be part of your personality. What's interesting here, though, is that there's love, and then there's Aquarius, and I know for a fact that most Aquarians that I've known are pretty much detached emotionally. It doesn't mean that they don't feel, because they do, and they're also very supportive of their friends and their family or their community, but maybe they just don't rely a lot on their emotions, or maybe they just don't show them a lot. Now I'm curious, if you chose pile 2, if you're an Aquarius sun, perhaps, or Aquarius rising, or maybe even an Aquarius moon, you may not wear your heart on your sleeve. That's probably a better way to put that. Okay, you're definitely a big supporter of other people, and you're always attracting new supportive connections. So your kind of personality, or the life that you're living, which probably has a lot to do with the profession or the kind of work that you are pursuing, it's easy for you to attract supportive people. They come in to help support your goal. And of course, Aquarians are naturally wanting to be of assistance to, well, the collective as well anyway. Let's look at your other cards. There's Beginner's Mind. So how do you know if you're living your truth? Honestly, from these 4 first cards, I would say, if you chose group 2, to know if you are living your truth, I don't really feel like it's necessary for you to find the love of your life. But for pile number 2, you enjoy variety, change, You love making connections with other people, probably social connections, community connections. But for you to fully live your truth, you are continually creating new opportunities or new pathways. I know a lot of Aquarians that are IT people, and this is really what fills your heart with joy when you feel like you are offering something substantial that helps other people. It doesn't even really matter what career you choose. But again, I've never really met an Aquarius that is in like a role that is emotionally supportive. You know what I mean? But you enjoy variety, okay? If Aquarius is part of your personality, then you're quirky. You like to be independent. You want to be one of a kind. You also like creating new opportunities or new remedies, new ways of doing things, new lifestyles, new technology. These are the things that you are good at. And so if you're already on this kind of a life path or career, then you could probably honestly say that you're living your truth so far. Let's look at your other cards. Interesting. Higher self, your intentions, family, friends, and guides. And then, okay. So to a certain extent, you're living authentically. You're living your truth. By being of service to your community or your employer or, what I was already referring to. And honestly, so you might ask yourself this question, do you follow your higher heart? Do you connect with your higher mind, your higher self, with higher intentions for the collective? Because Aquarians are usually really good at knowing what society needs to improve anything in society. I'm looking at this intention with behind the mask, and I'm thinking some of you might be pretending to be something that you are not. And if you're pretending to be something with someone that you are not, then you are not living your truth. You may have created a false identity for yourself, especially in the workplace or in the public role. But for those of you who create a mask when you're in public, it's probably only because you know how sensitive you are deep down inside that you don't reveal that emotional aspect of yourself because you don't want to be hurt. Remember, you're here to master your emotional depths and your emotional sensitivities. But the threes are also about communication and creativity. So how would you know that you're living your truth? Because you're going to feel good about your life and your public role. You're going to feel good about your role within the corporation that you work for, or what you do, what you have to offer to society. You will naturally attract friends and people that care about you as well, because even though there might not be an emotional bond between you and others, you just naturally attract quality-minded people who also care. But I'm thinking that your friends may be a little more emotionally supportive or emotionally nurturing, because that might be something that you need that you don't necessarily offer yourself. And perhaps it's better that way, because if you are open to change, if you're always looking to change and improve everything in life, then it's probably important to keep your emotions on the side burner, right? So Aquarians, I think, focus more on career and work in their public role rather than personal or romantic relationships, but all of this really depends on your entire personality, right? Not just one zodiac sign. So many of you who chose pile 2, you probably aren't even an Aquarius sun, but you may have Aquarius in your birthday personality somewhere. So group number 2, I'm curious how much of this actually resonates with all of you. Does this confirm that you're living your truth? So I'd love to see a yes or no in the comment section. I'm curious how much this resonates with you. So do feel free to comment that with your yes or no. And these are the messages. I'm curious. Are you living your truth? If not, maybe this is your truth. Maybe this is a path that you should be following, or something new that you should be trying to find more happiness and fulfillment in your life if you are currently not happy or fulfilled, right, in your chosen career or your life path. Okay. I hope you enjoyed these messages. I hope you found it interesting. In the least, if you did, please do click the like button. And if you're drawn to another pile, if you're curious about another pile, or if you're still looking for something that resonates with your truth, then feel free to choose another pile. And I will see you over there. Hello there, group number 3. Welcome to this pick a card reading. Are you living your truth? What is your truth? Do you feel like you're living an authentic life? Curious minds want to know. So this is the topic and theme of this pick a card reading. I wanted to have a little more fun from the usual. So are you living your truth? If you were drawn to the blue calcite crystal, let's find out if these cards resonate and ring true for you, whether or not you're living your truth. So, action. I need to look at all of the cards. So, are you a kind of person that takes action? Is it easy for you to make choices to move forward in your life? Okay, so Taurus energy detoxify. So this is the moon manifestation deck, but I'm not using it for the purpose of manifesting. Although, I don't know, I guess it could be read that way, couldn't it? Let's look at your other cards. Courage. Moving out of stagnation. Honestly, okay, group number 3. How do you know whether or not you're living your truth? And honestly, I'm thinking that it really just comes down to how you feel about your life and your chosen profession and career. I almost started to say that sometimes it's nearly impossible to know whether or not you're living your truth until you're older, but that's not necessarily the truth. We can still be just starting out in the career world and still feel like we are living our truth. I think it comes down to whether you feel like you belong in your career, if you feel like you have a purpose, right? You're a part of something greater than yourself. But these cards I find really interesting because to me these are saying if you are living your truth, then you will learn from your choices. So what you choose, you have the experience, but if you realize that there's something that's not quite right or doesn't feel good to you, it's almost as if your emotions or your feelings are messengers to alert you to something that you know isn't right. And so you'll either remove yourself from that situation or you'll try to remedy or fix that situation, which is why this detoxify word is here, because it doesn't really have anything to do with Taurus as a personality, but it's more of an archetype. There's pride, there's determination, there's always a prize, and there's always a goal for a Taurus sun. And well, maybe Taurus moon too. Who knows? But if you're living your truth, you are brave, you are courage, and it's almost as if you are conquering different pursuits on your path towards excellence, right? So there's an end goal, right? There's usually a status, there's a desire, there's a lifestyle that you're wanting to have and that you're wanting to live, and you will not stop until you are successful in creating this lifestyle for yourself. This is how you know you are living your truth and living your life authentically. Let's look at your other cards here. So there's kindred partnerships, there is creative endeavor, and then change of events. Oh, you know what these are saying? These are saying that if you chose pile 3, living authentically, living your truth and your purpose and your passion based on your highest ideals is extremely important for you. However, you may have multiple relationships, multiple partners, not at the same time, but I'm meaning it's always easier to go after a goal with someone else, right? If you're in a relationship. But sometimes the relationship, you think in the beginning it works out, but somehow there's some sort of resistance, or it changes, or there seems to be some sort of argument or separation or differences in beliefs. And this might cause you to want to separate from that relationship, or it could be a career. I feel like if you chose pile number 3, if you're living your truth, if you're living life authentically, you're probably always on the pursuit of your own truth. You're always searching for, you're looking for that perfect life, that goal. You need to be able to acquire the things that you love, that you absolutely enjoy, because it's a lifestyle thing. And so you're not necessarily afraid of change as long as you are the one that is choosing to change. So with this creative endeavor, with the number 8, also kind of points out the importance of money, right? And earning enough money so that you can live the kind of life that you prefer. And sometimes, especially when you've accomplished this and you've earning this, and some of you may realize that, okay, well, I did this, I accomplished this, I succeeded with my goal, but you find that maybe it's not exactly as fulfilling as you thought it was going to be. And so I'm thinking there's always some sort of continual change, or what's the word I'm looking for? Inspiration. There's something that's deeply motivating you to continue to pursue something better. And again, I'm not pointing out just Taurus, it just happens to be on this card. But you may have different careers. You're definitely going to experience different significant events as you go through your life. But again, it comes back to what you choose to change. I don't think that unexpected changes happen for you, because Tauruses are generally strong in nature. And well, so is anyone who chose pile number 3. But you're the action takers. You are probably a dreamer, and you're always reaching for something better, for a status or a goal, or the opportunity to claim some sort of a prize or an experience. And then whenever you feel like you need something different or something more, you're the first person to have that strength and that courage to try something different or to try something new. You create that change in your life, so to speak, adjusting the sails on your ship so that you can, make adjustments to your way of living or your lifestyle that seems more suited to what you believe that you need. And this also resonates. Your sights are set high. You have big goals for yourself. And you're most likely going to reach all of those goals, every one that you set for yourself. But it happens through your creative process, endings and beginnings, and experimentation, and working with other people, and sometimes working on your own. to create the lifestyle that you prefer, a lifestyle that's enjoyable to you. And this is when you know that you're living an authentic life, because this lifestyle that you've created for yourself, you're living on your own terms in the way that you choose. And so group 3, I'm curious if this resonates with you. And some of you may already realize or recognize, yeah, I'm living my truth. Maybe you've already been living this truth. And whether or not you're a Taurus, again, really doesn't matter. It's all about motivation, direction, purpose, and experiences and choices. But I hope you enjoyed this video message. I thought it would be fun to create this pick a card reading for everyone today. So if you enjoyed it, please do click the like button. I would love to hear from you, yes or no, in the comment section. If this describes you, is this your truth? Do you believe that you're living your truth? Are you living your authentic life on your own terms? Yes or no? I would love to hear from you. That being said, I'm wishing you all a wonderful day. And if you're drawn to another pile, it's perfectly fine for you to choose another pile. And I will see you in another video. Bye for now. Hello, group number 4. Welcome to this pick a card reading. I thought it would be fun to try and determine whether or not you are living your truth. Are you living an authentic lifestyle based on you and what you choose and what you prefer, or not? So let's find out. If you're drawn to this flow card or the pink calcite, let me look at the cards and try to describe exactly how you will know if you're living your truth. So there's the flow card. Let me put that there. Which can mean different things in the flow or going with the flow. Honor your feelings. Are you honoring your feelings? Group number 4. Back and forth. Okay. You sometimes find yourself indecisive about what you should do, what you should be doing. Or are you focusing on your goals, your feelings, or are you focusing on the others in your life? Are you letting other people tell you how to live your life? Oh, or are you going with the flow? Are you doing your own thing? And what would make it more complicated for you to live your truth is if you are always seeing that you have plenty of choices and it's hard for you to choose. Honestly, the best answer for any of you who chose pile 4, honor your feelings. What do you feel is right for you? And then flow in the direction that feels right for you. Simple daily advice for anything, technically, especially for those who have difficulty choosing something new. But there's also an indicator of change or uncertain change that's meant to happen in your life, but you will notice, no matter how old you are, as you go through life, you will realize that whenever it's time to change something and you stop and you pay attention and you honor yourself, you will recognize all of your options, all of the choices that you have to choose from at that particular time. Okay, so there's deserving. Intentions, interesting, and present power. So you will know that you are living your truth, you're living authentically when you follow your feelings, you follow your heart, and you make choices based on what you know is right for you. It will allow you to feel powerful in your chosen career, or maybe even in your relationships too. And when you make choices from your options at any given moment, based on what you know that you deserve, then you should know that you're already living your truth. You're being authentic to yourself. However, the flip side to this would be if you don't honor your own feelings, if you make decisions because of everybody else in your life, or maybe you have to make decisions based on your family in its entirety and not necessarily you, or your beliefs or what you feel you deserve, then you're not necessarily living your truth, are you? You're living your family's truth or somebody else's truth. And in that case, you could be living according to the truth and the expectations of whatever country you live in. There are some places that still rely upon specific religious beliefs and foundations. And so I feel it's important to be completely honest here in saying that since I was born and raised in the United States, and I was fortunate to have a family, parents, that supported me, that allowed me to be my true self and make my own choices. So in the United States, most of us, not everyone, but most of us have the opportunity to be independent, to make our own choices, to do something on our own. And so I felt it was responsible for me to say this because I know there are a lot of people on social media. There are many people that live in other countries and they might see something, for example, somebody living, speaking, honoring their truth, recording from the United States where it's allowable, it's acceptable. In fact, there are more people that I think are encouraged or pushed into being more independent than something else. Of course, that just depends on the person, right? The person, the family, their location. But it's hard when you live in another country and you see something that somebody has and you want to have that. But if the expectations of your community or your society are different, if they don't allow you to have certain freedoms, then that makes your decision-making a little tricky, doesn't it? So that being said, I would finish out reading this pile. If you chose pile 4, if you, in fact, were born in one country, but you've already moved to another country that allowed you to be more free and independent, then you're definitely living your authentic life path because you're making the choices based on what you know you really need to do to be able to live fully based on and create a life that you deserve. So you're making adjustments in your life, and sometimes we have to change continents, countries, or even sometimes religious beliefs for some in order to feel like they can be more authentically themselves. But for those of you who live in another country and there are certain freedoms that are limited or restricted, then perhaps this pick a card reading isn't necessarily for you if you don't have these options to be more freely yourself. You know what I mean? But for those of you who are watching that are in a country that is limiting you, if you have the option to relocate to another country that will allow you to be free and independent and pursue your own goals, then I encourage you to do so, especially if you have the means and the support that will get you there to that other location. If it feels right and it's available for you to take action, then, I guess you already know now what you need to do, don't you? But it's not necessarily an easy thing. It's not available for everyone. So this pile was actually a tough one because I know that there are many people in other countries and they want better things for their lives because of what they see on the internet, right? From people in other countries. But really, we have to focus on the environment that we're in individually and make choices based on what is available to us in our immediate environment. And of course, if you feel like you're living in a situation or a country or a society that isn't allowing you to be your true authentic self, then maybe ask yourself the question, what would I need to do to move or go to another country that would allow me to be living more fully in my truth? So I hope that all made sense. I was trying to cover all of the bases, but I'm really curious. Group number 4, do you feel like you're living your truth? Are you allowed to be your authentic self? And I would really love to hear from you, yes or no, in the comment section. Yes, you feel like you're living your truth. you're being your authentic self, or no, I'm taking a poll. So I hope that you comment yes or no, because I would really love to know. And I would be the first person to help anyone who is wanting to move to the United States. If you have the ability to do that legally, then I would be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. Sometimes it's just nice to know someone who lives in another country before we choose to go to another country, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that being said, group 4, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed these messages. Are you living your truth? Are you not living your truth? So if you enjoy this, please do click the like button. And have a wonderful day. If you felt drawn to another pile, there might be other messages there to reveal more truths or how you can live your life more authentically. So feel free to choose another pile if you want. Meanwhile, I'm going to move along to, well, I'm going to be creating another pick a card reading soon as well. So stay tuned for that. Okay, bye for now.